Hey, welcome to Martini Mondays. We actually don't have martinis
I was gonna
today.
say, what are we drinking? I don't see anything.
No, I know we don't have martinis for a lot of reasons today, but that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy a martini when
Right.
you're watching or listening to us.
And she will post a martini recipe on her what is it, blog website? What?
Yeah, but if you also have any martini requests that we haven't done or suggestions that we should try, that would be great. Let us know. We are going to try. You sent me a peppermint chocolate frozen,
Yeah, sounded
like
good,
a
right?
Christmas one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've done like a white chocolate Christmas one or something before with, I don't know,
I don't remember.
peppermint or something.
I don't remember, but I want to do something special for Christmas Eve this year. And I think I want to do the hot buttered rum too. Because that's
I should put that on. I know it's not a martini, but we can give that recipe out.
yeah.
Because you just keep it, remember you just keep it in the fridge
Yeah.
and then just put, when you wanted, make a drink.
Yeah. And there's liquor in it.
The hot buttered rum reminds me of
And a lot of
the
butter.
90s and watching the Bulls. I feel like in the winter you were making hot buttered rum and sitting on the couch and watching the Bulls.
I was.
Anyways, moving on to weddings. We are going to wrap up our decor talk with wedding cakes. So I have some talking points,
Okay.
and I wanted to ask you if you've seen it too. There's a new wedding cake trend.
I hope with the cupcake trend is out because it was gross.
It's not that.
Okay, good.
So sorry to anybody that
You know what? That was dumb. It was just dumb. Those are cute for like birthday parties, maybe a wedding shower, baby shower, not for a wedding. That was just stupid. And I don't care who did it and who I know that might have done it. It was stupid.
she hated it.
I did. I hate it. I wouldn't tell them, the day of the wedding, oh, by the way, that looks stupid. But now what I thought.
No, they're doing, it's actually, some of them are very Italian, like these one layer, almost sheet cake kind of things with
Really?
maraschino cherries covering it. And yeah, it's cool, but it's very, it has like this
Italian flavor?
or like an Italian vibe. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying.
no, but no, like Dolce Vita, like that, like, red and creamy and not even a flavor so much. I think it's inspired by
I don't eat a flavor like taste. I meant a flavor.
okay, yeah. I thought you meant like, is it like a cannoli?
No.
Oh, yes.
That would be a cool wedding cake, a cannoli cake. How great would
I didn't do, I was part of a photo shoot. Yeah, it was at an Italian restaurant in Old Town, and the cake was a mini cannoli tower.
I love that.
That's
like so
So
cool.
I could post the picture. It was super cool.
We should kind of remember that for Lexi and Stevie's wedding, though, for the pastry table. Like
Yeah.
a mini cannoli tower.
It was a cannoli tower. It was super cool.
I like that.
Very cool.
I like that.
And this comes with the new trend of the style of cake, a lot of buttercream. And because of, you can't really layer buttercream, right? That's why when it's fondant, so it stays high and stiff.
Right.
So they're doing like the one layers with buttercream, and I love buttercream. I
do
don't
too.
like fondant.
It's like, that's why Mariano's cakes are so great. Just FYI, you can go get a beautiful 2-layer cake for like $40 custom, and they're delicious. And like at the shower.
About cakes for Dean's birthday?
I did. Okay. We can discuss that later. And you can go there and have a great cake made for $40. And they're designers, whatever they're called. They're bakers. They're great over there. And it tastes like the Mariano's cupcakes.
Yeah, which are so good.
Which are delicious. Anyways.
So everything always comes back to the beginning of talking about decor, your style, your vibe. So, of course, your cake has to go with that. If you're having, a very opulent wedding, you might not do just a short, small little cake.
Right.
Or you might if you don't really care about cakes, I guess.
Right. Right.
Some brides that really want the cake, they want the tradition, they want the cutting of the cake, the whole bit. And I've seen a lot of brides, friends of mine too, that could care less one way or another.
Yeah, I've been to a couple weddings where they don't even cut a cake. There's no cake.
Or they do, but there's no announcement. Like I see
Yeah.
pictures later and I'm like, wait, when did they cut the cake?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I go and secretly do it. Why though?
Yeah.
Who cares? What's the point?
I don't know. And don't have it. That's what I think. Yeah. I like it as a centerpiece. I like it as I think a beautiful cake, makes a statement. For your wedding, of course, Tina Spinoso. Let Them Eat Cake. Is that her company?
No,
I want a cake.
I want a cake.
I want a cake. Tina Spinoso. She had told me, I loved Sylvia Weinstock cakes. And
She's still alive.
I don't know, but she did Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones' wedding cake. And I loved it.
That wedding, wasn't it all red roses, that wedding?
I don't remember, but I just remember the cake. And it was Sylvia Weinstock. And I was crazy enough to want to call her for your wedding because I told you that. And she comes, or her people, and they deliver the cake because they were in New York. And they deliver the cake. They buy a seat on the airplane.
Yeah.
And that's how they bring the cake and set it up for you. Anyways,
But Tina did that.
Tina copied it. She had done it for what do you call it? I don't know. She had done it for a wedding. I can't remember now. And I saw it on her website, and I said, "Did you do that?" And she said, "Of course I did." I said, "Could you do that for Alexandra?" She said, "Yeah." So she started in January, early January. Her wedding was May, Memorial Day. She started early January making the sugar flowers for the cake. And I thought, this woman is killing herself, and we're going to rip it apart and eat it. So I said to her, make the top real cake, and then we'll do sheet cakes in the back that they will serve. And she made like a satellite little cake for
That
you
you cut
that
on the
you
side.
cut on the side. And
But the rest was the rest was not real though.
it was not real. Just the top was real because I wanted to save it. You know how they say you save it, eat it.
But you ended up saving the whole cake.
Yeah, well, it was so fabulous. I couldn't throw that cake out.
We just threw out the cake.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
been
not even
years.
not even tell you what happened. Jason and I moved in here and we needed to make space, and I was like, what are you doing with this cake?
Well, we did rent it out. Well, I didn't rent it out. We actually let somebody use it.
Right after the wedding.
Right after the
the
wedding.
flowers and everything still, a lot of them were broken, but they still looked beautiful.
It was
hacked. They're sugar flowers.
So, and one of the things I wanted to do at one point when we had our store was bring it there and do like wedding shoes and, things for weddings in the
Oh, that'd be cute.
in our one window,
Yeah.
and maybe do, for bridesmaids or,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Never used it.
And we never used
But it also was very
It
heavy.
was very, 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 you needed 4 guys to move that.
Stevie and Jason carried it up from the basement and threw it out, a month ago, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was heavy.
Yeah.
Really, really heavy.
Yeah. I know. It was hard to move. That's why I couldn't move it.
So I think, again, everything clearly with your wedding, unless you really just don't care and you give somebody else the reins, is a reflection of you.
Yes.
Your personality,
Yes.
your interests, your vibe. It's all whatever you want.
You wouldn't do the cake that we did for you that was like 7 layers. I don't know, 6 layers. I don't know how many tiers it was, 6 or 7. You wouldn't do that for like a small wedding for, 150 people at,
A banquet hall, or a raw space.
a raw space. Maybe you would at a raw space, but for a small wedding and stuff, you wouldn't do it. It was very, very grand. You needed like a grand space for it.
Yeah.
She killed herself making
It was amazing.
It was.
But
It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you don't really care about your cake, then, do whatever you want or don't do a cake. Otherwise, make it part of your decor. If your decor is very floral and romantic, do that. If it's very modern, a lot of people are just doing those clean looking cakes with some modern kind of artwork on it.
Yes.
I've seen ones, they have these pearls now kind of all coming down, metallics.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
think of it as a piece of your decor.
years ago, too, it used to be whatever the cake was, a white cake, a chocolate cake, that was pretty much it. Those were your choices. And you could do, a filling that was like strawberry or something, if it wasn't a big cake, because it wouldn't hold. So
Right.
there weren't a lot of options. Today, you could do one layer carrot cake. You could do the other layer, red velvet. You could do different layers and serve them to your guests. You could just be very, very creative
So
with your
speaking
cake.
of that, what is your it's a great transition into my next question.
Okay.
And I know you did not mean that.
No.
What's your favorite flavor if you were to pick one?
Oh, I don't know. I do love red velvet.
Yeah, you do.
I do love that. I love
Cream cheese.
I love carrot cake with a cream cheese.
I love
Filling. I love that.
Gosh, I would have. Oh, didn't they do this at Taylor Ling's wedding? Gibson's does like the big piece.
What do you mean?
Like when they cater Gibson's, they can come to the table side with that huge.
Oh yeah, they did that at Taylor's wedding. That was
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if you have Gibson's cater your wedding, you have to do that. They take their big, huge carrot cake, or even if you have a shower at, at an event there that's not wedding related, it's your rehearsal dinner, whatever. They come to the table with that massive cake and they cut it for you, and that is by far the best carrot cake I've ever had.
That's actually something. Even if you have a venue somewhere, instead of having a sheet cake or something, and people are walking up and getting it. What a great idea to get a cake and cut it like that, and at every
plate.
Something to think about.
It's a great
For a
idea.
future shower.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a new idea.
Yeah. I like that.
I love carrot cake. I also love lemon flavored desserts with raspberry filling or something.
That does nothing for me.
I know. I don't know what it is.
I don't.
Like in the summer too, like a light lemony kind of cake with raspberry.
I don't know. The cake that I just got for your birthday at Deerfields, that was really good. That was delicious. And it was,
what was it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Cold.
It was funny something, and it was like lavender on the outside.
Beautiful. It had macaroons.
Macaroons on the side. It was delicious. They sold it. The original owners of Deerfield sold it to these people, and they're like changing it up and doing things. And it's something chiffon. I have to find out. I have to look it up.
Really good.
But it was delicious. Yeah.
Where do you think, and I know your answer, but tell our listeners or watchers, now that we're at videos.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I really hate doing this because I have to put on makeup. I look a mess today.
Yeah, she's like, do I have to put makeup on? I looked at her, I was like, yes.
I was outside putting extra lights on. I had the guys here today putting my Christmas lights on. I was putting, because I'm anal, so I was putting more on. It started to rain.
Oh, now you can see them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got to see if I have to add any more. Okay.
We'll cut this. We'll be done soon anyways, because I'm having the hardest time transferring all this videos, all the megabytes, whatever, add to my computer. Where do you think the cake should be placed at a wedding?
Ideally, it should be in the middle of the floor, of the dance floor. So when the bride and groom are announced, if you're announcing the bride and groom, and they come in, they do their first dance, and then they go right there. And it doesn't have to be right in the middle, but sign on the dance floor.
Yeah, like a focal point.
Yeah. And you do your first dance, and the first thing you do is you cut your cake, because they serve it.
Right, and then you remove it and you're done.
And you remove it and you're done.
That to me, I know that you've always said that, because from the time, all the years that you were a wedding planner and everything, that was your timeline.
Yes.
You walk in, you do your first dance, whether they're announced or whatever. After your first dance, you go and cut the cake.
Yeah.
Which I did too. And then you're done. And people like seeing it. It's a cute photo op, and it's something traditional, because like the traditional things like throwing the bouquet, the garter toss, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy and gross, and I hate it. So there's still, it's nice to have some type of tradition.
Yeah.
Still.
Now for your wedding, we couldn't put the tables underneath the balcony of the Hilton, so we put that cake there. Like, it was more back. It wasn't on the dance floor, because we weren't
moving it though.
We weren't moving it, and it fit underneath that balcony perfectly, and it was still a focal point.
Well, it was kind of in between where one of the edge of the head table and another table.
Yes.
So I remember there were a couple people. I was standing, how mine and Jason's seats, our backs were to the entry of the doors.
Yes.
Of the ballroom.
Yeah.
Looking out. I was standing there. It was like starting to be dinner time, and a couple people walked by that I hadn't seen yet, and I grabbed them to say hi, and they go, oh my God, hi. Like they were surprised I was there.
That's really rude sometimes. I was so dumb.
I was going to see your cake. I was like, me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is so.
I won't name who, but I remember it.
I want to find out who it was when we get off.
Like, hello.
Oh,
Thanks for coming.
yeah. Remember me?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think that's really it. Another talking point was cake disasters, but
Well,
they avoid
when
that.
I see, they still have videos online, years ago. I don't know if kids do it today, but 15, 20 years ago, they started with taking the cake, the groom, and shoving it in the bride's.
What is that shit?
Just complete stupidity and jackasses. I have no idea.
No one's doing that anymore. You know why no one's doing that anymore? Brides these days are paying close to $1,000 for their makeup. So
Yeah.
if a groom shoves a piece of cake in her face,
I would
the
be
divorce papers
Oh,
are
in a
coming
minute.
real fast.
In a minute. After I took it off my face and shoved it in his face and left, I go straight to the lawyer. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So no one's really doing that anymore.
There was,
I feel like that was like an 80s, 90s thing.
and back, I think it was 80s, like late 80s, early 90s. And back in the day too, there used to be, it happened a lot, not a lot, but it happened to people where they were moving the cake and it fell. They were moving it and they didn't realize how heavy it was.
That still happens to you.
I mean, there are apps like that.
There's so many videos on TikTok and YouTube where there
Well,
is like
today I don't even believe those things. They make up stuff.
Well, it used to be like, remember America's Funniest Home Videos?
Yeah.
That was like a real life TV version of Instagram, if you think about it, because there's people's home videos that were hilarious and you watched it every night.
But now I feel the people are making things up, so I don't really believe what I see.
One or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you should definitely have professionals move it, because I mean, no, I don't care who you are or where or whatever, you run the risk of it falling.
Well, at like George's wedding, they said it has to be at a certain place because we will not move it.
Wait, didn't you break something off of George?
Oh yeah, I bought them water for toasting glasses.
Oh yeah.
And they had them. I was just telling Larry and Shelley this yesterday. I was telling them the story. They had it at the corner of the table, and as I was walking by, my elbow hit it. And I was like, and I go to girl, who puts glasses right there? And they were like mortified. And I said, anyways, I'm his mother and I bought them, so I'll replace them. Get them other glasses.
Have you replaced them?
Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, and you had to buy 2.
So now they have 3.
Now they have 3. They're like, so now they have 3.
My flatware from Crate & Barrel, my everyday flatware that I had Thanksgiving and I lost a couple forks. And I went to buy more forks. But you can't.
You can't.
You have to buy the 5.
That's why you always have to look through your garbage. You count everything the night of your party, and if it's missing, you look through the garbage.
Yeah. So I don't know where it is.
Somebody threw it out.
Someone threw it out.
Yeah.
But I have now like an obscene amount of knives and spoons and a normal amount of forks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had to buy all those extra forks.
No, I know. Well, these are toasting flutes. They sell them. They have I think maybe 4 or 5 different.
Yeah,
styles.
Waterford.
Yeah, it's Waterford. And you have to get 2.
Do you like when people buy, do you like that gift, the knife and the cake server?
I think it's very pretty. But do people really use it?
No, I think it's a waste. It's such a lovely gift.
I've bought it
so
before.
Thoughtful.
I love it.
That is the last thing on a bride's mind.
Right. Exactly.
I was gifted them and I love them and I use them when I serve, when I host people and stuff, and it's such a wonderful memory. I totally forgot it.
Yeah. No, I know. It's a lovely gift, but some girls do. They remember. Morgan, though, she remembered. She left those toasting flutes with her mom in Dallas. So that's why.
Well, because you brought them when they got engaged.
Exactly. So she left them there, and this way she told her, bring it. And
the toasting flutes I didn't bring to her. Betsy brought me those beautiful Lalique ones.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have brought those. I would have been, I think a year after Jason and I, or 1 year, we drank champagne, not in those, or, did something.
But those also, when you have a dinner party, you as the host and hostess, you could put those at your plates. I never did that.
That's so snotty.
It is snotty.
It's like snobby. It's like
But that's what
Oprah had that party and she sat on her balcony and ate lobster and served everyone else like chicken.
Well, she's an ass, so that's a whole different thing. Don't even get me started. But anyways, um, you can do it because you are leaving. You know, you have your other crystal that you're giving people. So that's
It wasn't Oprah. I'm so sorry, Oprah. It was Star Jones.
oh, another idiot.
Anyways, Mom.
But I did like Star Jones.
I went too. Yeah, I liked her a lot.
I think she got a bad rap.
But yeah. All right. Well, now we're getting off tangent.
Yes.
And that's what we think about cakes. If you want to hear something specific, please.
You're not off tangent. You're going on tangent.
What?
You're not off tangent.
Oh,
we're going on
we're-
tangent.
We're off topic.
Yes.
Sorry. Maybe there is a martini in here.
Okay, guys.
All right, then you know what? That's it.
Okay. Oh.